Good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you're at, or even good evening. Well, today I wanted to do a video on cult members not thinking that they're in a cult. There are certain cults out there that even JWs would think are a cult, and they are. For example, Heaven's Gate and People's Temple, I will discuss them. Jehovah's Witnesses would say, yeah, those two organizations were cults, and not realizing that they are in a cult, the Jehovah's Witness organization. For instance, the Heaven's Gate and the People's Temple, the Heaven's Gate ran by Marshall Applewhite, more than likely didn't think it was a cult. They thought, well, this might be God's plan or God's purpose, just like People's Temple. They thought, hey, this may be the true organization of God. But the ironic thing is, Jehovah's Witnesses have had more examples of it having the knowledge of it being a cult. The Jehovah's Witness organization, what I mean by that is the failed predictions. They've had many failed predictions, and they've seen the failed predictions, and they've seen the signs that it was a cult and not run by God. And yet they're still in that organization. You look at Jim Jones, how he handled out Kool-Aid to all its members, and there was a mass genocidal or mass suicide. And same thing with Marshall Applewhite. I don't know what he did. I don't think it was Kool-Aid, but it was again a mass suicide of I don't know how many members, 30 plus, I believe. You know, Jehovah's Witnesses have more signs that it's a cult, but they're kept silent from the child abuse. They all think it's the Catholic Church. Like, oh, it's the Catholic Church, the child abuse scandal. You know, but they don't realize the Watchtower is losing lawsuits, and the two-witness rule is killing them. The Jehovah's Witness organization, that is. But again, there was no sign in the Heaven's Gate and People's Temple that it was a cult, other than the obvious. But those people thought, oh, this could be God's plan. That's, again, they were probably fearmonger, just like Jehovah's Witnesses. They were fearmonger to follow Jim Jones and Marshall Applewhite because, oh boy, if we don't follow them, we're not going to be right with God. Just like the Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh, if we don't follow the JW, if we don't follow Watchtower and the 8 governing morons, or governing body, then we're not going to be right with God. So it all goes back to fear-mongering with religion. That's one thing that drives me nuts. If you know me by now, you'll know that I can't stand fear-mongering. I can't stand that the teaching of everybody who isn't a Jehovah's Witnesses will be destroyed. That's one thing I can't stand, one of my biggest pet peeves. And obviously the two-witness rule, of course, it's up there as well. But it all goes back to fear-mongering. That's why Jehovah's Witnesses are Jehovah's Witnesses. Because of that, oh, I'm going to be destroyed if I'm not a cult member in the Jehovah's Witness organization. So that's where it starts. And that's why you can have a two-witness rule. And that's why you can have the sick things that go on in that organization. And people will still become members, or stay members, and become members. But there's more signs that it's a cult, but the JWs want to shut their mind off. And you look at the People's Temple, and you look at Heaven's Gate, there was not really any sign. Up until the very end, probably, when Jim Jones said, here's some Kool-Aid, drink it. it just drives me nuts when there's more evidence that it's a cult, and the JWs like to put it off. They like to have that cognitive dissonance when it comes to being in a cult, and they don't care. They just, they're fearmonger beyond. Again, I could speak for an hour on fearmongering, or 2 hours, and it wouldn't be enough, because that's where it starts. But again, there's those individuals that were in those religions are, I don't know if they're really considered religions, but I mean, Watchtower is not a religion, so it doesn't matter. It was a religion, the People's Temple and the Heaven's Gate, and Jehovah's Witnesses will say, well, it was a small cult or a small organization. It doesn't matter if small or large. When it comes down to it, don't be surprised in the next few years, because the organization likes to hammer in the threshold of the Great Tribulation. They like to hammer that in their individuals that so close to the end that eventually, and I hate to say it, if you have family in that organization, they may not come out alive. They may not come out alive. Because they would do something drastic. The governing body and all the rest of the Jehovah's Witnesses are just on that edge of, oh my goodness, I want the end to come. I want the end to come, is what they're saying and think inside their head. When I want this, or I want it to come so bad that they're going to do something rash. It's going to happen. And I hate to say it, but awful's gonna happen to them, where it's gonna be a mass. It could be a mass suicide, very well could happen. But I better cool down a little bit, So, thank you for watching. I know I went in different directions there, but hopefully you got the gist of what I was saying. You have a great day now. Thank you.